Hello to all you guys out in YouTube land. Yes, it's me, DR, and today I'm wearing the Manchester 2020 marathon top. I wish I ran a marathon to get it, but what I did was I actually ran the Run Your Own pace marathon, where you could run the distance of 26.2 miles in however you wanted, whatever way you wanted, as long as you covered the distance. So I did it in 2 runs. I like the t-shirt. It's a bit baggy. It's probably the only marathon t-shirt I'm gonna have for a while until there's actually events and things going on. So I also got a medal with this. Really enjoyed doing the runs. Got me out there to do some longer distance, nice and easy. It really inspired me and lots of people in order to go out and do the distance. Onto the meat and potatoes of today. We're talking about May in 2020, my running journey in May, and how it felt and what happened. So May was the month of 150 miles. I'm really stoked to be able to do 150 miles. It was one of those things that it's like a white elephant and unicorn of running for me, was to be able to cover that distance. Got so close in April, and so May I was determined that I was going to do it. I was going to get close at least, and I managed it. Just squeaked across the finish line, got that extra mile in. And I think in May I was running 6 days a week with a day off intermittently depending on how I felt. So I was really going on feel, how I was running. Some of the big things when I look at the data is my average heart rate for May was down again, so it's down to 139. So going back to a lot of easy paced mileage, so not a lot of effort, not a lot of stress, very much 3 to 4 out of 10 running, getting out there, getting those miles in, building that aerobic base. But ironically speaking, my pace was coming down, so my average pace for the month was 10:58. Now I know some people out there, there's runners out there that their average pace is in the 8s and 7s and they're doing phenomenal, but we're talking about my running journey here. So for me, hopefully this is giving hope to people out there who aren't, you know, don't wake up in the morning and go, hey, I can do a marathon today, woo! That there is hope. And so for me, it was really inspiring to see that at a lower effort, I was getting quicker. This is now the 3rd month that I'm getting quicker. A lot lower effort, so very much about taking it easy. I think I did a few what I call maffetone runs. Whereas April, I really embraced Lydiard training. I think in May, I started to understand a bit more of the concepts. And as time goes on, I understand a bit more and more and more, and especially as I put myself through the process. So as I go through the process of running, I start to see a bit more about what running does to the individual, how running impacts the human body, how different types of running have different impacts on the human body. So it's giving me a real insight in terms of what training works specifically for me. And I know through April and now into May, I did a lot of looking back at my historic running journey, so what worked through, and that's the real power of the apps like Garmin or Strava, isn't looking at the instance and comparing it to what you did yesterday, but it's looking at the instance and comparing it to what you did last month and the month before then, and going back in through that historical data. And that's what I found really interesting with Strava, was going back and looking at the types of runs where I really started to boost my performance. Now, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I started my Lydiard coaching course at this precise moment. So I'm still fumbling around in terms of what true Lydiard meant. And I think there was still a lot of maffetone influences in terms of what I've read from Phil Maffetone's book. And I might do a review on Phil Maffetone's book on endurance running later on, just because I find it interesting. I find it fascinating to look through what different people say about things. I think Phil Maffetone takes a very holistic approach that I don't necessarily think runners coming into running would embrace as much as Lydiard's very focused element on running performance and how that works. So for me, Maffetone and Lydiard are definite. They're in terms of relatives, they're like the offspring It's like Lydiard is like the grandfather, and Maffetone is like the grandchild who's taken elements and added elements in from different places. So there are definite connections to it. So I think within May, I definitely went back to some of the things I did within Maffetone training. But to put it into context, it's part of a Lydiard base block anyway. So I'm kind of 3 months in. I was also thinking about, do I follow the Lydiard pyramid? And if you want to know more about that, put in the comments and I'll do a video on the Lydiard pyramid. So I was really struggling now. It's 3 months in. Do I follow the pyramid or do I continue base building? And I think I did a bit of a hybrid, to be honest. I don't necessarily think I did embraced one or the other. I think, and looking back now, I'm still very much embraced base training phase. Someone said, what do you love most about Lydiard training and the Lydiard method? It is the base phase. I really did enjoy just going out and doing the mileage. I did enjoy the process. I'm a bit of a weird fish like that. I don't mind going out and doing it. And I started to build the habit to do it, which I kind of embrace now. All the habits that you need to go out and run were all built from March through till May. I'm starting to reap the benefits and starting to really embrace that base phase. And I'm starting to get really quite excited about that base phase. Looking back on now, I got quite excited a lot. And so it was where I was starting to feel that I was getting, where I was starting to feel that I was improving and starting to reap the benefits of 3 months or 2 months of solid focus around a training methodology, rather than kind of picking stuff. It was like I found something, I'm enjoying it, and it's working. And that kind of trifecta of here's a process, it's really good to do, and it's been fun, and it hasn't killed me off, and I'm enjoying it as well, and it's working. Those three are kind of like dynamite combination. I think it's where I kind of formally said to myself, I'm definitely a Lydiard advocate. I'm definitely an advocate for this style of training and its impact on an individual. So that was my May, kind of encapsulated. It was quite exciting, actually, looking back at it. I was like, woo, this is fun. And I'm starting to really progress. So my running's starting to really come on. Starting to really get some miles in. As I said, 150 miles, first time I've done it ever. So I was really excited in that. So anyway, this is me, DR, saying, guys, get out there, get some miles in, enjoy it. Even it gets, conversational pace running is probably the best type of running you can do, in my experience. And I know it's an experience of one, but hey, it's working for me. So get out there, get some miles in, just enjoy it. Get some miles, see the outside. Take a deep breath. Just get out there. So this DR saying, guys, have a safe journey wherever you're heading. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment and doobly-doo. If you've got any questions, I'll answer them. And as I said, have a safe journey wherever you're heading.